Good afternoon. This is Ivory, this week's talk show host for your weekly League of Legends replay breakdown. Hey guys, hope you're having a wonderful week and you are just kicking tush and taking first and last names. Oh yeah. Let's see. This game's great. It's great. I really wish I could actually fraps my games while I play them, because then you're really gonna feel for my actual reactions in game, which is just awesome. Oh man, my actual reactions in game are just wonderful. What am I doing? Jesus, get down there! I just scream and stuff, which is awesome. We have a celebrity in game with us, Miss Meryl Streep. Oh, hello, Meryl Streep.
Welcome to
It's my
Summer
favorite.
Wind.
Oh my god, it's gonna be too loud again. Get down there. Alright. So, yeah. It's been a wonderful week. And, let's play some League of Legends, guys. Yeah. I went with your basic, Hunter's Machete and, health pots and a warding totem that I sometimes turn into a red sweeper. Not always, though. I don't... you know what I mean? Looks like Vi has one. So, this game started off like crap. So this Graves was very, very insistent on invading their red, and I really didn't want to. But I thought, what the hey? May as well, right? He really wanted to. I was not into it. I was not having it. I don't know why we didn't just jump on her. It was just one of her. But, I mean, I didn't really want to do it. And then they should have immediately put a trinket on my red, and they didn't. And it was really frustrating. But that right there was a horrible, horrible thing Graves just did to me. Right there! Come on, Graves! He stole red. Anytime you are invading, you always let your jungler get the buff that you're invading. And there's a very, 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 very good reason for that. It is because if they know you're invading, which Vi knew we were invading, immediately went down to our red buff. And they didn't ward it, so she just said, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and take their red buff. But because Graves, not a raver, a graver, because he took red, she was able to take my red and screw me over, which absolutely sucked. Because I didn't have red, but I'm so awesome that it didn't even matter. Duh. So, with Amumu, I start off, I get both my buffs. Amumu's a pretty quick jungler, because of the fact that a while back that they raised the health of the big minions, it made it seem like it was going to be really a lot harder for AoE junglers to still be ahead of the game, but Amumu is still pretty freaking awesome. With blue buff, he just dominates. So I kind of just... I'm sleepy. I do my buff. I do wolves. I do wraiths. And then I usually go straight to my red buff, but I was like, I may as well try, right? And then he flashed in, and I was like, oh my god! And I missed, and I'm bad. And I ran away, because I was afraid. I might have died. I probably would have died if I didn't run away. So I definitely tried, but I missed, and I'm just awful. And then this freaking Swain wouldn't leave me alone. He almost killed me. If he had Ignite, I would have died. So, I still have no idea my red's gone, so I'm just like super sad. So they're playing down here. Bottom lane's pushed, which means I'm probably going to go there first, but so is top. However, Riven is a lot harder to catch. She's like a slippery little bug. Swain's also really hard to gank as a Amumu without ult because he just whomps me and he hurts a lot. So Amumu has a way of going into a fight, but very hard time going out of a fight. So at this point, I know my red's gone, and I'm really sad. Normally I do blue buff wolves, red buff raids. So I did my raids, realized red was gone, really sad. Tried to gank mid to make up for it, and I failed. And right here, I'm like, haha, a Raksh! And so Lux is out of range, so I immediately turn on Lucian, and don't get anything out of that either. I was a little frustrated, because at this point I told Graves that next time not to take the buff whenever we're invading, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try again. And I'm gonna get your butt. I'm gonna get your butt, Lucian. Got his butt right here. Boop. And I just stayed on him with my W up. Didn't even have to worry about anything else. Just stayed on him. Oh, but to no avail. But, I mean, that's generally how you want to try to play Amumu. So I just, like, said, screw you, Graves, I'm gonna take your stuff. Which I did. So, all lanes are pushed in to our people, which is great for me as a jungler. Yasuo doesn't need blue, so I'm gonna take it. I'm not even gonna think twice about it. Sometimes I'll give it to top, but I mean, Sword Leopard, she was doing pretty good. She didn't seem like she was having too much problems with Riven. Too many problems with Riven. So, sorry for all you grammar Nazis out there. She was having a little bit of a rough time, but I thought she was gonna be okay. And then, a lot of times when I come straight back from base, I always go straight to golems because I really do like the experience and the gold they give, because they do give the most out of the jungle. So Spirit Stone, I'm gonna finish into into the golem. So I just go usually really tanky. Sometimes I get the magic, the AP item, but very, very rarely, just because I don't like it. So I missed again. Suck. But I do want to womp on him a little bit, and I thought, what the hey, may as well. And I stayed with him, even though Karma was dying. They weren't focusing me, they were focusing her, so I stayed with him. I was able to pull out the kill on Luxor. As a jungler, oh my gosh, get your boots. Like, if you're almost dead at like level 3, and you go back to base, and you can either buy a Spirit Stone or boots, or like, you know, piece of your Wriggles and boots, buy your boots first. You need to get your boots, because you are moving back and forth in this jungle from all the way up here, all the way down here, and everywhere in between. You really, really need that mobility, because you have no idea how much it hurts you to not have that mobility when you're moving around the jungle. You need to get your boots. So I got boots as a very first item. I always try to go back to base for the very first time. I try to go back with 800 gold. That way I can get my Spirit Stone and my boots at the same time. And you won't have to worry about like getting pieces of whatever. So I go in, get my buff, and I'm super happy because it's so pretty. I love blue buff. I love when I have a non-mana mid as a Amumu and Hecarim, because oh my god, they need blue buffs so bad. So got my blue buff, and now I see that top is still pushed. So, but I also know that she just walked down here. Because I didn't see her in lane, I only had to assume that she was nearby and warding. And when she wasn't here in lane, I just assumed that she had just warded, so I didn't even want to bother going up there. It wastes about 30-45 seconds of your time. It's definitely not worth it. I warded my blue because I was very, very afraid that they were going to try to steal it again. So I warded it. What the hell? Alright, so because bot is still pushed, I thought I was going to go down there. but then they told me that it was warded, so I just decided to turn right around and try for Swain again. Always be constantly moving with a purpose. If you move down to bottom and there's a ward, immediately go to golems. Don't just run back the way you were going, you know? I ran back down there, tried to go to Swain, but he moved up, so I went to Wraiths. Always have a purpose. So right here, landed that on Swain. Probably shouldn't have landed that on Swain. Oh, that's a huge, huge thing right there too. Don't stack your CC. Do not stack your CC. Watch as I throw my bandage toss. I'm going to hit Swain. Wait until the complete stun wears off. And wait until Yasuo's drop. I wait until he starts to run away before I ult him. If I would have immediately hit him with my Q and then immediately ulted, all of our CC would have stacked. The stun, the knockup, and the ult stun, it would have stacked and he could have gotten away. If Vi was closer, he might have actually gotten away. But don't stack your CC. Try to do it in order. Get to know your cooldowns and get to know how long your abilities last, and you won't have to worry about stacking CC and losing out on 1 or 2 seconds of CC, because that is a huge, huge deal. And then I thought the reward was still there, so I was like on top of it laughing, but I guess it was gone. I kind of suck. Whee! Aurelia's been having a little bit of trouble with Riven, but it's not too terrible. Tops can usually hold their own, so I generally focus the least amount on top. I like to focus on mid and bottom lane. Bottom wasn't having a hard time, really, because I gave them some assists, so it wasn't too terrible. And then mid, now I just got him a kill, and so he's back on top again, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same little trick that I was doing before, see if I can pull something out of it. Vi showed up, and I was like, hey Vi, boop! And I stayed in, tried to stay on the same side of Graves, so that I would take anything that he would have actually taken and soaked up, and was able to pull a double kill, because I just stayed running on top of them. And that's why boots are so important. You need to be able to stay with the enemy that you're fighting. You will fall behind them, and your CC will fall off of them if you do not stay on them. If you can't keep up with them running, it's not going to work. So I tried to get Dragon right now because bottom lane is dead and jungler is dead. Bottom lane 80 carry is dead back at base and jungler is dead, but bottom lane is wanting to get the turret really bad, which is good, but it was just kind of annoying me that they wouldn't come to Dragon, and then Yasuo did, so it kind of worked out in the end. So we got Dragon, and I'm going to hide in this little nook, and back. Whee! Top lane's still doing okay. Riven's wards are just absolutely gorgeous. They're fantastic. She got a pink in here, so anytime someone tries to ward and go back and hit her pink, she can run over and stop them. His ward, I don't really particularly like warding this bush because it doesn't seem like it's enough time to get away. But I mean, do what you gotta do. I personally like to ward right there because then you can see if they walk into your jungle here, and when they come out of this little exit here from their jungle, and even if they go top, you can warn top and they can see as well. This is okay. It's pretty good because it keeps the jungler from going back into the jungle here and coming up on bottom lane. However, I do think that you should ward in this bush here, in this bush here. It's just the best. It's the best thing you can do. People like to put pinks in there. It's fine. I always feel like it's wasteful, but it's really not. It's good. I gotta get used to the fact that pinks are good. Pinks are friends. Nice whiff, Lexor. Oh, we missed our gank on Riven. So anyways, I saw that Relia was getting pushed up on her turret, so I told her to wait, and then I was going to come from lane. So I waited, and I let her push up a little bit to come out so that I could sneak up behind them. I waited until she engaged in on her. She used all 3 of her Qs. I jumped in on her, waited for the stun to wear off, waited for Aurelia's stun to wear off, or her slow, and then I ulted. It was absolutely perfect gank. Nobody even took hardly any damage. It was just wonderful. Oh, God, I love our murmur. Amumu, I love you. You are so beautiful. So I got this red buff. I wanted the red buff, and then she started to come over, and I was like, oh no, it's a Vi. I wanted to go smite steal it, but then and bad, so I couldn't. She smited it before I could. Oh no! Aw, sad day. I ran away like, oh no, help me! I don't know what he was doing. He really wanted to kill her, and then we ended up killing her, which is awesome. He was just getting crazy. I wasn't on Skype or anything with him, so it's kind of just like, dude, what are you doing? I didn't know where Swain was. Don't let your buff sit. Do not let your buff sit. I got it at around 7 minutes. It was going to be 8 minutes. And it was only up there for about a minute before I came back because I was ganking. And that was the only reason why it sat, because I was ganking. At this point now, I have my Spirit of the Ancient Golem. I got Mobo Boots. Just depending on the team, I'll get different things. I could have gotten Tenacity. Could have gotten my Merc Treads, but I wasn't really getting hit with a lot of CC. I was able to get in and out of fights without getting CC'd too much. So I went ahead and grabbed my Mobo Boots just because I was doing so well, and I could afford to just have the extra speed to play. And then I grabbed Chain Vest because I like to get Sunfire. I have my Ward, I have my Trinket down, and I have a pot. And then they're just playing. Vi is just wanting to kill something. Poor gal. Poor riddle gal. So we got their turret. 15 minutes. Perfect time. Not too soon. Not too late. It's very nice. At least one turret by 15 minutes. You know, it doesn't have to be every single lane. But if we could get at least one turret by 15 minutes, that's a pretty good advantage. Plus it's bottom turret, which means we have better control over Dragon, which is cool. And then, I don't know why they were pinging over here. Maybe that was me. I don't know. But, Yasuo was playing with Swain. Did not have a good time. Irelia is still having a little bit of trouble against Riven just because Riven is so OP. But, again, just emphasis on the wards. Perfect ward. Right by covers Dragon, covers mid lane, covers out of this exit here. And then the Tri-Bush covers if they come down behind Dragon. Perfect wards, absolutely beautiful. So now they're able to see Lux come down. See, this is a terrible ward. This is just terrible. This gives you no room. If you see them walking right here and you're right here, really, how much time is that for you to run away? Absolutely no time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the old 1-2 on this Riven one more time. I'm just such a jerk. Wait for her to engage in, does all 3 of her Qs, jumped in on her, and it's just the absolute same. Don't stack CC. I literally ganked her the exact same way that she ganked her before. Unfortunately, my red buff took it from Irelia, but it was totally okay. Let's go ahead and look at that one more time. I waited for her to use all her Qs. I ran in, waited for the stun to wear off. The second she pulled away, I went ahead and hit my ult on her, and then she was able to go in, just... She really did an unnecessary ignite, but she wanted to make sure she got that kill. So, yeah. Don't stack your CC. Learn to stack it perfectly on top of each other. Not overlapping, if you will. So this guy's having some hard times down here. This Yasuo is just gonna absolutely destroy everything in his path. Super amazing cleanup. Beautiful. This pink's pretty great right here because if they put a pink here and you try to ward in it, the time that it takes you to try to take down that pink ward is just way too long and people can swoop around you and kill you. It's very unsafe to try to put a ward in there and take it out. Take out the pink. So, just gorgeous. Go what gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So right now, I got my Giant's Belt. I wasn't having too many issues with health, so I went ahead and grabbed armor first, since I was ganking bottom a lot, and Riven is very painful. So I was ganking bottom and top a lot, so I went ahead and grabbed my armor first. And my Giant's Belt, which is cool, because it's extra health. I'm almost at my Sunfire Cape, which is beautiful. I love it. You're always in on the action with Amumu, so you want Sunfire Cape because it does that extra damage over time because you're constantly on top of them with your Q and your ult, so you want that damage. Just like this, if I had Sunfire Cape, it would have done a ton more damage to him. Unfortunately, that luck or that karma is gonna die, but that means that Graves gets the kill on Swain. I want to say it was a shutdown, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. I backed again because I had enough money to get my Sunfire Cape, and then I wanted to, wasn't really sure what I wanted actually. Oh, I wanted to get part of Leandry's. I got my, if you look, actually, I actually get a ruby crystal, I get rid of it, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get an Everplane Tome, nah, I'm gonna upgrade my trinket to a ward. 1847 upgraded my trinket because it is freaking important. And then I just grabbed a pot because it was so much better utility for me to get that ward. Just keep gonna say it. I'm gonna just keep saying it. Just gonna keep saying it. Look at this little fight here. Oh my god. And then, oh, the Lux landed the Q. Oh, and then the Amumu landed the Q. And unnecessary ult, but they all died. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! I couldn't be a shoutcaster. I would freak out. I would freak out. Oh, it looks like they're gonna get Dragon. Oh, and then they're mid lane and they're gonna smack their minions around a little bit. Oh, look at the Yasuo. Look at the blood. Look at the blood. Oh, what is Riven gonna do? Is she gonna get caught? Oh, she goes in, tries. Oh, she gets hit by the Q, and she gets stunned. And then, oh no! Oh, did you see it? Lucian tried to do his ult, and then they knocked him up, and it stopped his ult. And oh my god, the Amumu is just relentless. That Amumu just cannot stop landing his Qs. Oh my god! And then he died. I died. I was in a little over my head on that one, but you know, everybody makes mistakes. Can't get mad at your team, right? We're gonna lose a turret for it. Sad. I don't even know what Karma's doing over here. Karma, what are you doing? Go home, Karma. You're drunk. You're not a split pusher, Karma. You're drunk. You drunkie. You drunkie. What are you doing? Karma. You're drunk. Stop being drunk. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do, little Karma? You gonna go kill that Riven? I don't think you have the balls. Ugh. So now I have my Sunfire, and I have my trinket. I just wanted to go back. Well, actually, I died, so I didn't really have a choice. So I'm just gonna sit here and continue to do W and Sunfire damage and E damage, and then I'm gonna bop them. Nope, just kidding, I was afraid. So now that there's really no purpose for me mid, because I am not ranged, so I can't really hit those minions, I'm gonna go ahead and get my blue buff, because I like it. I'm not really afraid they're gonna steal it, so I'm just gonna smite early to get my timer on my smite, and then I run into a Riven! Oh, she's so pretty. I wanna get her, touch her girly parts. I really like to clear lane waves because they're such great experience for junglers as well as gold. You never want to fall behind as a jungler. You always want to make sure that you are up on your gold and your experience. Right now everybody, you know, is level 12, 12, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 11, 10. So I am ahead of the game, which is fantastic. Even though I've been in the jungle this whole time, I'm still way ahead of the game. And I'm not worried about falling behind. Stop fighting, you silly Sally. This, they just want to defeat this Swain so much. Like, they're just like, you know what, Swain, you look hungry. You look so hungry. Oh, you little guy. Hungry little fella. Let's go feed you. Never a good thing to feed a Swain, but, this Graves just really didn't want to win at all. Shucks. Baba Chilla. Baba Chilla. I'm gonna get my buffs, because they mine. Oh, look, I found a Vi. She literally thought that I didn't see her, and then she's just like, I'm gonna walk right back over to you and do something. And I was just like, okay. Okay. What you doing, Lucian? You wanna play with the murmur? Oh my god, what are you guys doing? So she thought I didn't see her, so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see her. Tee-hee. And then Lucian came in on me, so I just went over and autoed him to get my red buff on him and get it the slow, so I knew that Yasuo would be coming over to kill him pretty soon. Karma was trying to ward. Karma. And died because they wanted to feed Swain because he still looks a little hungry, looks a little skinny in the face, don't you, Swain? A little bird-like. A little skinny. We're gonna feed you a little bit more. Whatever. You can have my wolves guy. Oh, just gotta constantly be farming, pretty much. So right now, we really need to focus on pushing the lanes out. Graves is pushing the lane out bottom. It was really risky for him to do that because there are no wards anywhere on this half of the map. So the fact that he didn't get jumped on was absolutely phenomenal. He should have died, and looks like he's about to. So that right there already showed just how risky and terrible it was for him to be over there without any wards trying to fight Lucian. Lucian's 1 and 4, so really shouldn't have lost to him. I don't really know how that happened. Plus he's got ninja tabbies, which is just sad. So we really need to focus on pushing these lanes out and then getting mid. We're having some pretty good team fights, so we'll go ahead and check that out again. So right here, I saw that Yasuo was gonna get grabbed, and I wanted to fight, so I got grabbed, went on him, immediately ulted him so that he couldn't do any more damage, and then wasn't even concerned about Lux. Went ahead and got that down. You can't be really scared. You also have to know when it's time to just buck up and fight, and it turned out to be for the better. I knew Karma was on her way. She shielded me. It was all gravy. And then I ran away. Lucian's behind us, which is funny because then we just go, hello, Lucian. Hello, Clarice. Hoo, he flashed out of that stun. It was gorgeous. But this Yasuo was like, nah, ain't about that life. So, since they were playing mid, and I was a little low, I went ahead and, just pushed top lane. Just, like I said, constantly be moving with a purpose. You know, they were mid lane fighting, and I could see everyone on the map, see who was dead, see who was on the map, and where everyone was. And I was like, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and push top lane. And then I tried to hit Lux and missed and got scared and ran away. So I moved with a purpose. My purpose was to get the wave top and cause them to have to come top lane and handle that. Then I met up with Graves, went ahead and took their red for him, I guess. Whoop-a-doo. This Swain, see, his purpose is just constantly pushing mid lane. He is always here, always mid, pushing this lane. If he's not bottom trying to play with people, he is constantly pushing this lane. And that is his purpose. Riven's purpose, she is constantly top lane, pushing that lane, keeping it out, keeping it from getting overrun and flooded. Graves is kind of... I'm not gonna say he's bad, I'm just gonna say he could have done better this game. So, this fight here. So we're all mid lane. She just ulted that wave, so he knew immediately that she had no ult, so he jumped on her. And now he's going after Aurelia. Yasuo's by himself. I come in, catch them. I, flashed forward. Go ahead and see that one more time. So I went in, jumped on the Swain. Excuse me, the Lux. Flashed forward, got them all three in the ult. All three. They're running away. Yasuo's taking care of Lux. Got all three in the ult and ran forward while they were stunned so I could keep my W damage on them once they start to move again. Yeah, Lucian got away, but it ain't no thing because we are the boss. Yasuo was just kind of, but I got the kill, so I ain't even mad about it. I don't even know why they thought that blue buff was more important than their mid lane, but I mean, whatever. Gonna get ya. I'm gonna get you. Totally didn't even know she was there. Totally didn't even know. Do now. And I was like, oh my god, help me, I'm dying! There's nothing I could do. I just sat back and took it. Took it like a champ. Karma is like the best split pusher in all of eternity. Just kidding, she is not good at split pushing. Everybody's just gonna kind of wander around a little bit. So the main thing to focus on right now is just having that purpose in the game. So I ended up buying. I finished my golem. I got my Sunfire cape. And I got Ryla's because I was having a little bit of problem with tank. And so I got more health, and I was also having a hard time getting a hold of people and keeping them because look, they had so much CC, had Ribbon stun, they had Lux's Q, they had Lucian's slow, and Vi just smacking you in the face. And then Swain's stun, so I just went ahead, or his snare. So I just went ahead and got Ryla's because it's tanky, it's AP, it's sexy, I love it, and then I'm going to go ahead and get Leandry's right after, so that just does extra damage on my Ryla's, because they were getting a little tanky. So we killed that Swain. Sexy Swingers. Swingers. Killed that Lux. Sexy Luxers. Oh my god, this Ribbon just so greed. So greedy. Smacks. Swamp. Oh my god. You're so funny. Oh, I smell a victory. So right now they've got 4 people down, and even though Lucian's up, we are at enough health to where we can go ahead and get their turret, get their inhibitor, but you can't decide whether or not you want to go back and forth. Like, we needed to focus on that inhibitor, and they didn't want to. They wanted to play with Lucian, and that's exactly what he wanted them to do. He wanted them to stop focusing on the inhibitor and start focusing on him, and he cost us the inhibitor. So we got the turret, which is great, but we didn't get the inhib, which was a little frustrating. At this point, I wanted to get Dragon, but it was, you know, they were fighting over here, and I was like, okay, I gotta go help them. Oh no. And then ended up almost dying myself. So I was just like, at that point, I'm like, why do I even bother with these Graves and Karma? I stopped caring because I didn't want to deal with them anymore. So I got to the point where I stopped focusing on what they were doing just because it was frustrating me. It was frustrating me way too much. They did decent in lane, and then they were just all over the place. So that's the other thing is you get so frustrated focusing on what everyone else is doing that you are just angry and you don't even want to do anything. So I started to ignore them. So I was working on my Leandries. I had Haunting Guys. I got all my stuff that I needed. And at this point, because they weren't really following directions, it was really hard to make calls. It was really hard to say, hey, let's go do Dragon. Hey, let's go go push a lane. Let's go do Baron. So I focused on farming, pushing the lanes out, and trying to save them from getting killed, which was frustrating in and of itself. So they're on the right track pushing mid, but not by themselves. So greedy Yasuo here just really, really wanted to kill things, and he was just not doing good at it. Tried really hard to get there, but no point in team fighting after it's already all over. So, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a team of my own. I could fight on my own if I feel like it. Teehee. Amumu 1. Enemy team 0. Amumu is just fantastic. Such an amazing champion. So under cared about, underestimated. 11, 2, and 13. He's just so beautiful. I'm not gonna say he can carry, but he can do a lot. But if you know what I mean. So I didn't even care at that point that we didn't have the inhibitor. I was just very, very focused on trying not to die, and the fact that I just got a double kill, which I was just thrilled about.
Team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
They got the inhibitor, which is awesome. But once you get the inhibitor, leave the lane. There are going to be super minions pretty dang soon. The next wave is going to be super minions. There's no reason to stay there. So we could have either gone top to push the lane, which we should have because it was the closest one, but they were also pushing out. They really wanted to Baron. So we're like, oh my god, they're Baroning. Oh no. Oh no, they're gonna Baron. Ping ping, scared. Ah! What is Amumu gonna do? What is he gonna do? Oh no. He goes in. He sees them. He sees them Baroning. And he goes, oh no, I have a split decision to make. Oh my god, it's so low. And he steals the Baron. So I saw that they were all in there. And they're so squishy. And I had my Leandries. And I got a Negatron cloak for Swain because I was gonna turn it into a I can't even remember the name of it. I was deciding if I wanted to get a GA, and oh man, that was just, oh gosh, so gorgeous. Just the Baron Steel with the ult and the oh, so beautiful. But that is how you play Amumu, ladies and gentlemen. You just are relentless and just so tanky. So tanky. Just never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. How many of you did I rickroll on that last video? Oh man, I'm so awesome. I got all of ya. I gotcha. Got you with your Rick. I know. Victory! Victory as a foot. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe or like my videos. Put out new videos every Saturday after LC.